So, you know what we thought we would do? Because we have spoken so often at these, you tell us what you want to hear about. Does anybody have an idea, a question that you want to hear about? All right, let me...
That's the question?
Do you know what? A came from talking too much as the Fonz. So I reduced sound to A. Like, hey, look at that, she's so beautiful. Hey, I am hungry. Hey, don't you mess with me. What else? What else do you want to hear about?
You still got it, right? Yeah.
The tattoo on my butt.
What? That's something I didn't know.
It's true. Yeah. Now, I will tell you exactly about the tattoo on my butt. I did that scene with Adam Sandler and his mom, Kathy, and my butt apparently didn't make it. So it was a sound man with a tighter tush. Not only that, but if I saw a needle coming toward me, I would fall to the floor and scream like a 9-year-old girl.
Next question.
Just, you loved our books? All right. Anson, you wrote a book.
Yeah, she didn't read it, though.
But
about your book.
If you tell her about it, she will read it.
It's not on the market anymore.
What is it called? Oh. Okay. What was it called?
Singing to a Bulldog.
And how did you come up with the title, Singing to a Bulldog?
Okay, something like this. When we were doing Happy Days, at the beginning, you know, it wasn't like Stars Today. We weren't getting a lot of money for it. But I've always been one to see what you have now, what you don't have. And I happened to be talking to David Cassidy, and he said how much better he did singing off the show than on the show, but singing on the show did him well off the show. So, and then Barry Williams, it was the last year of Brady Bunch, and he was saying how they put together this Brady Bunch singing group and how well they were doing off the show. So I thought, well, you know, I was in musicals and this and that, and I sing. I thought, well, maybe I can convince Gary Marshall to try out a song, have a band on the show. So one morning I found him. I said, Gary, I have this idea. He said, no, I don't have time. I said, only take a minute. He goes, walk with me, walk with me. So I'm walking with him. I go, Gary, you got girls in the show, cars in the show. You need a band. I sing. He goes, a band? I go, yeah, a band, you know, like Ricky Nelson and, you know, in Arnold's. He goes, wait, well, that's not no. There's a show coming up. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, okay. Go pick a song. We'll try it out. I'm thinking, man, I just changed my life. I'm going to be singing on national television. Then I hear he yells loudly, but you're singing to a bulldog. I go, what? Yeah, Elvis did it, and he goes, I don't have time to hear you. If you're good, I get laughs. If you're bad, I get laughs. You're singing to a bulldog. There I am. Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with it? I don't know if you saw the show. It was the fraternity party. Well, it did well. I mean, people liked it. And Gary said, it's not bad. Let's do it more. Well, I was able to get a record contract after that and start doing concerts. So anyway, it was my bulldog moment. It was like that moment really turned my life around by singing to that bulldog. So I thought it would be a proper title.
Now, come on. That is a great story. That is a great story. My memoir, Max, our youngest son, who is now a director, said, Dad, you have to write about all the stories you have. And I said, well, I know how to write children's books. And I just want to brag, our 40th children's book comes out in September. Wow. It's called Detective Duck, and it's for emerging readers about a little duckling who dreams about being a detective. And he said, write a memoir. And I said, I can't do that. And he said, yes, you can. And it was on the New York Times bestseller list for 11 weeks.
Great book.
Thank you. I did not have an inventive title like Anson. Mine is called Being Henry.
It sold a lot more, okay?
What else? Happy Days story, Donnie. What is your favorite Happy Days story?
Oh, I can't give a favorite. Oh, my. What was that? The Halloween Haunted House. Oh, that was a fun episode. Somebody said they just saw it the other day. That was the one when Linda Pearl played Richie's girlfriend, remember? And I came, oh, that's right. You came in with Richie, and there was a coffin, right? There was a coffin, and then, and Linda, the girl who was playing Richie's girlfriend, was scared, really scared to go into the haunted house, heard all these stories, and she was really spooked. And then all of a sudden, the coffin starts opening, you know, creaky sounds, and then I sit up, and I have this like pillow under my suit. I'm Alfred Hitchcock, so I go, "Good evening," as I sat up, and I can't remember the rest of the line. Maybe you remember it, but that was a fun episode. And wasn't that the one? Oh no, that was. I was going to say you were bobbing for apples. That was a different.
That was a different one, yeah.
A different Halloween show,
Yeah.
right?
I think we had 10 of them, right?
I think so.
Now, this gentleman right here, what is your name?
Hello, my name is Jake.
And do you have a question?
Yes, I do. It's mostly for you, Henry, but I want to just say, though, it's really awesome to see all three of you here because you were at other conventions I went to, but I haven't had the chance to meet you because I had other people I wanted to meet. It's nice to meet all you now.
Thank you.
Don especially, or should I say Donnie Most from Family Guy.
That was so funny. What a great bit that was.
Yeah, and then I know Henry was in a recent episode. I haven't caught up with Family Guy, but I read that you were in a recent episode, obviously, Henry. But my question, though, for Henry is basically there's an episode that had started the name of a trope called Jump the Shark, in which Fonzie jumps the shark literally in that episode. How do you feel that you started that trope?
I will tell you. There was a young fellow who, John Heim, and he was at Michigan University, and he was at an off-campus apartment with his roommate, and he watched the episode, and he thought the show went too far. And when I jumped the shark for Potsie in the show, and he thought, well, now the show is ruined. They've jumped the shark. That's how it came into being. We were #1 for about 4 or 5 years after that. Also, I never mind when they bring up Jump the Shark. There used to be a thing called newspapers, and people would read them in the morning. And when they talked about Jump the Shark, they had a picture of me water skiing, and at that time, I had great legs. Now, here's another thing I need you to do. Just repeat after me. Hazardous history.
Hazardous
history.
On the History Channel.
On the History Channel.
Tonight at 9 o'clock.
Tonight at 9 o'clock.
It's my new show. It is the last episode of this first bunch of 8. And for those of you who have watched it, we were picked up for the 2nd season. So thank you. For those of you who haven't watched it, I'll just give you an example. 7-Up, invented 1927. Bubbly, citrusy, and the tagline was, "We'll take the edge off," because it was laced with lithium. Do you have another question, sir?
Nope, but I just wanted to end
Thank you
with,
so much.
Hey.
Hey, all right. And the gentleman behind you, what is your name, sir?
My name is Dan.
Dan, are you the person who
The
is
guy.
responsible for us to be here?
Yes.
You run the show, Dan.
And very well.
Thank you. I've had an opportunity to talk to you guys about some fun stuff, and I've heard some really fun stories of celebrities that would show up on set and surprise you as you were filming. And it'd be fun for everybody to hear some of the celebrities that came to visit you guys on set
talk about
and
them.
how you were surprised by that.
Okay. This is pretty crazy. It was the first year of Happy Days in 1974, and we were shooting at one camera like a movie. We weren't in front of a live audience yet. It's early in the morning, and kind of cold. And I walked over to get some coffee, and basically it's a big old tin drum that Louis, who also took the bets out of from the studio, racing. He ran the bets. Anyway, I'm getting the coffee, and I see this guy with kind of sunglasses and a young kid, and I walk back to Donna. I say, there's this guy. He looks like John Lennon, and he's with some kid. And Don goes, "Oh yeah, John Lennon came out to hang out with us." It was John Lennon. And it was Julian Lennon, his son, who was 10 at the time. And he spent hours with us and was just the greatest guy. And you spoke with him quite a bit.
He was very shy, and it was hard to get him to talk. And at that time, he had just put out his solo album. And on the solo album is a song called Mother, which was a primal scream, which I guess he was going through that kind of psychology. And I spoke to him about that song because he had a very tortured relationship with his mother. And he opened like a flower. That was the way in to talk about his music.
I didn't even know about that.
Yes.
I didn't know either.
Were you on the side of the set at the time?
I don't know where I was.
Because I was...
I thought I was in heaven.
I think it was stage 24.
Who do you remember who came?
Who else came?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Keith Moon.
Oh, yeah. And
With
Ringo.
Ringo
And Ringo.
Ringo came, right? Who was Ringo with?
Keith Moon.
Keith Moon.
Oh, right.
And they were
been a long
both
day.
so high.
Yeah, they were pretty high.
I don't think they remembered that they were there.
They felt no pain. They were very happy.
Yeah.
Well, Phil Silvers,
John Belushi.
John Belushi,
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
I wasn't there that day. I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were feeling pretty good too.
But what was amazing is that when you do a show on television, you're on a soundstage and it is soundproof. You have no idea who is watching, are they watching, how are they feeling, do they enjoy it? And only when the four of us, including Ron, got out of the studio and started traveling around promoting the show, we went to Dallas. And 25,000 people showed up to say hello. And they started moving toward us, and our car was on the other side of these 25,000 people. Don is not great in crowds of 10. And here they were, 25,000. He said, what are we going to do? How are we going to get out of here? They're going to, oh my God, this is amazing. What are we going to do? And I said, it's all right. Now, I never did the Fonz off screen. And I just looked at the crowd and I said, hey, you're not going to touch us. Our limousine is on the other side of you. You're going to part like the Red Sea. Now, we're walking through the bunch of people, and somebody said, hey, you're so short. Am I allowed to say a very bad word? Yes. I said, hey, fuck you, I'm not short. And he said, you are so cool.
Another question.
Yes. Hi, my name is Barbara, and this is for all three of you. There must be a question that you have not yet been asked, ever. What is that question that you would like to be asked?
Take that one, Don.
Oh, my God. Oh, please, dear God, help me here. What would I have liked to have been asked? Okay. What was it like for you growing up in Brooklyn?
What was it like
growing up? I grew up in the neighborhood Flatbush, Brooklyn, probably about a mile from where Ebbets Field was. But by the time I started following baseball. Dodgers were gone, so it was the Yankees for me. And there was a lot of stickball, where we'd go to where the subway station was in the back wall, the wall where you'd enter it. And if you hit the ball over a certain distance, it would go down into the subway. And sometimes we would crawl down and avoid the third rail, which we'd get electrocuted, to get our rubber ball that we lost. So that was one of the things that I enjoyed. I went to Erasmus Hall High School, about 3 blocks from my house, where Barbara Streisand went, and Barbara Stanwyck, Mae West, so many people, Eli Wallach, and there was a great story about Barbara Streisand. Was she in the choir? You know, who remember? And this was a true story. She got kicked out of the choir, Barbara Streisand. The reason was she couldn't blend in, because her voice was just so. But she literally got kicked out. And then we'd play touch football right out on the side street next to my apartment building. I lived on the 4th floor, and touch football, it would be the end zones were sewer to sewer, and if a car started driving down the street, well, good luck. I mean, you just so and then there were the parade grounds where about 6 blocks from the house, about 12 ball fields where we'd play ball, and then right across from that was Prospect Park, and you can go ice skating during the winter. And so I have a lot of great memories, and my best friend lived in the apartment next door to me. So there were a lot of wonderful memories of growing up in Brooklyn.
You know, that question created a novel.
Well, I hadn't got a chance to talk.
No, but you know what? That was a great answer.
It was.
That was a great answer.
Really good.
You know, it is so lovely to be here, and it's so lovely of you to spend your Sunday afternoon with us. In a few hours, we're going to get on a plane and leave. The first time I was here in Tampa, I directed Burt Reynolds in a movie called Cop and a Half. And I had, the first time ever, I had a Sloppy Joe on top of Fritos. And when I went to drama school, I took that idea, and it was our dinner a lot of the time. All of the actors in the house I lived in.
Oh,
From Tampa.
wait. I think you owe a question that you'd never been asked. Both of you, right?
Oh.
They were trying to get out of that.
On and
Well,
off on you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, you want another question? No?
No.
You want? Oh, shoot, I'm
Answered
stuck. Okay. Okay. What was your first job in show business?
What was it?
I'm thinking. I was put the pressure. It's hard enough. Look, well, I know actually. When I started, there were talent nights in L.A. where you could bring your sheet music, go up there and do really bad, and I went to a few of those every week, 3-4 different places. And one time, a waiter said that he was going out for summer stock in the morning, and I said, "What's summer stock?" He explained, "Well, they have a resident company, and at a theater, and they bring in stars for different shows, but you stay there the whole time playing different parts, whatever." He said it's at the Masonic Temple on Hollywood Boulevard. He said, "Really? Okay." So next morning I go down there and stand in line. There are 2 lines. At the time, there's the equity line, which is union stage actors, but there was also a non-equity line because equity forced the producers to see anyone in that line. They hated that, so I stood in line and waited and waited for the equity line to go forever. Finally, the non-equity line starts and goes. Finally, we get inside this building. It was like St. Peter's, big and echoing, and I'm hearing these voices. My boy, next out, mob acts. I'm going, what am I even doing here? I mean, out. They're just coming out, every 10 seconds they're coming out. Finally, it's my turn. I go in, I give him my sheet music, MAME. This old piano player with a cigarette, bored out of his mind. Yeah, this is your key. Yeah, fine, good, here. There's 4 people behind this old table in this huge room, very intimidating, not even looking up. So I start. You coach the blues right out of the horn. I forget the words, every word. I start making them up, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing laughter, and I got through the whole song. And and they're just hysterical. They said, "Oh my God!" And they said, "Do you dance?" I go, "Absolutely, I cannot dance." Literally to this day, if God did not give me a gift, it's these feet, man. No way. So, and he goes, "Oh," I go, "Sure, yeah." They go, "Well, we're having a callback." I go, "What's a callback?" They're laughing, thinking I'm kidding. And they said, "Billy here, one of the guys at the table. Well, he's the choreographer. We had a few people stay behind, and he's going to give you a little dance number, and we'll come back and see how you do." Great. Walk out there. There's maybe 20 people left. Go in this room, all sorts of mirrors. They start doing like some Bob Fosse dance number, and turn and twist and turn and boo. I'm going, there's no way. I'm like this, so I'm not seen in the mirror, Finally, they go in, they go 5 at a time. Finally, it's my turn. And I just went on instinct. What the hell? I went in, if they went up, I went down. If they went left, I went right. And they're hysterical again. They're hysterical. They're laughing like crazy. So finally it ends, and they said, "Okay, so-and-so stay." Because back then, you signed your equity contract right then and there. So he said, "Thank you, everybody else." I thought, well, that's it. Anson, what? Could you wait outside? Now I'm thinking I did so bad, they're going to come out to tell me never go into show business. So I'm waiting, and they're signing a few contracts for these people. Okay, come on in. I sit down. They explain to me it's a resident company in Wichita, Kansas, Century 2 Auditorium, blah, blah, blah. They said, "You sing okay. I won't. Okay. You can't dance for and but you got something. We have an apprentice program. We pay $50 a week, $25 goes to the hotel. You're staying $25, you'll not even have time to spend. We own you. You'll build sets, you'll do everything, and you'll be in the show where we need you. If you do well and last to the end, we'll sign an equity contract so you can come back and join the union." So, but he says, "We're not going to," he says, "There's another apprentice. You two will pay for your gas. You figure out how to get to Wichita, Kansas." And that was it. That was my first deal, $50 a week. They owned you, but I got my equity contract and was able to join the union.
I just want to say, we have been together for 50 years. We have known each other. We are friends for 50 years. Where's my walker? I have never heard those stories before. It is amazing. Wow, that is great.
Barbara, what Barbara
Yeah,
brought to the
yes.
table here.
Fantastic.
We're waiting for Henry.
Excuse me?
We're waiting for you.
Oh, I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay.
No, I don't do that. Something that I've never been asked before,
That you wish you had.
that I wish I had. Okay, you know what? Okay, this is the truth. I am going to think about that, and the next time I'm in Tampa, I am going to call you. Thank you so much.
Next question.
Yes. Stand up right here. Yes, sir. What is your name? How are you? I'm doing great. Okay, Lords of Flatbush was first. I was in New York City. They had fired an actor. His name was Richard Gere. And I went and auditioned for this movie, and I got the part. And that was my beginning friendship with Sly Stallone, who is just a brilliant fellow. He, talks like this and everything, but he is amazingly creative and funny, and literate and a great writer. Then when I did the Fonz, I went in, I had hair down to my shoulders, I had a gigantic sweat stain. I walk in this room, all of these actors I have seen before on television, and me. Hi, how are you? You look famous even sitting down. Now it's my turn. I walk in, and I think honesty is the best policy. I said, this sweat stain that looks like the Hudson River under my shirt is because I am so nervous. And I'm going to read with this other fellow named Pasquale. I have 6 lines. He's going to read the other lines. I look at Pasquale and I said, out of the blue, I had no idea this was going to come out of my mouth. Don't look at me like that. Don't ever touch the leather. And then I walked out of the room, and on my birthday, October 30th, 1973, I got a call, would you like to join us on this show? And I said, if I'm able to play the emotionality, you know, when he hangs up his jacket, who does he have to be cool for when he's in his apartment by himself? They said yes, I said yes, and I got to be friends with them.
Wow. Yeah, so how was it doing the cartoon of the Fonz and the Happy Day gang?
The what? Oh,
Say it again, one more time.
Yeah, on the YouTube they have the Fonz and the Happy Day gang for the cartoon. Yeah, the cartoon.
Yes.
I didn't do it.
I'm so sorry, because we had fun. You know,
How embarrassing.
once they had something that was successful, they would beat it into the ground. And so we did one season, right? Yeah. One season of Fonzie and the Happy Days gang. And Frank Welker
Frank Welker. I was just about to say.
was one of these great voices who has like 100 people inside him, and he played the puppy.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember, that he was spectacular.
Yeah, Frank was amazing. I did another cartoon, Dungeons and Dragons. I played Eric the Cavalier, and Frank Welker was a regular in our cast, and they would, you know, have him play. He was like the guest of that particular show, and he'd play, you know, like you said, 100 different people within
all different.
all different, and amazing.
Yeah. The same thing with the man who does the voice for SpongeBob. I did a show with him. He sat next to me, and I'm telling you, it was every 2 minutes he was a different personality. It was striking how inventive. And there's a young lady here. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of them, but there's a young lady here, Gray DeLise, who does voices, and I did Clifford the Puppy Years with her. Amazing, these people. Yes, my darling.
I have a question for
Yes,
you.
Let me just say, we both love the Book of Mormon, the musical, right? Right. Go ahead.
My question is, what do you attribute to your success as being able to toggle back and forth between acting and directing in so many like great movies and television shows?
You know, Anson, you're a wonderful director. What do you think between jumping back and forth from the one side of the camera to the other?
Well, I mean, acting definitely helps in terms of, you know, the directing side. But truly, I don't think what people understand either is that Gary Marshall, our boss, our mentor, he inspired us to use Paramount Studios as a college. He said, learn everything you can about entertainment if you want a long career. So you could shadow directors, you go to editing rooms, writing sessions. So I learned really directing from just observing, and
How many shows have you directed?
quite a few hundred. Yeah, yeah. I was able. I mean, I was able. I don't know. Are Star Trek fans? Yeah, well, I did a lot of Voyager, a lot of Deep Space Nine. Hercules, Xena, and then I actually directed 2 years on Steven Spielberg's Sequest. Yeah. So, but yeah, basically, you know, Gary inspired all of us. I mean, you know, Don directs, Henry directs. We're all multifaceted because we had the opportunity to take, instead of being involved with ourselves, we took the time to really educate ourselves and see what else we're good at. And after seeing my acting, I thought I better be good at something else.
Can I just say, we have 13 seconds left. I want to thank you so much again for being here. We loved being here in Tampa. Thank you for your generosity of spirit. So, I think,
Oh,
thank you so much. And I think
Thank
that
you.
Jody has spoken to you
Or
already
somebody about
about pictures, right?
if you like pictures or pictures with us, we're going to stay here for a while before we hit the airport. We'd love to see everybody.
You guys, one more time, give a huge round of applause everybody, for Don, Henry, and Anson.